let's now do the dailies as we normally do every single day here, bring you the top headlines as you meet them when you pick up a daily. I'm doing that with Mr. Mike this morning. Mike, you are welcome and thank you for joining. I'm going to be starting from the Tribune newspaper this morning with the headline from River State: legal issues arise as government demolishes assembly complex. This was all over social media with all the bulldozers and the cranes and all of it. Sit-in venue, quorum on front burner as 4 members witness Fubara deliver budget proposal in Government House. Speaker declares seat of 27 lawmakers vacant. PDP writes INEC demands fresh elections into vacant assembly seats. Why we demolished assembly complex, River State government tells on page 10. Still, the Tribune front page here, INEC's failure to prosecute electoral offenders worrisome, says the NBA, and ECOWAS Parliament gives condition to Niger military junta, and Ekiti government appoints 162 new aides. 3 feared dead as armed robbers attack banks in Ekiti, and Ondo Assembly declares Ayed Datiwa acting governor. NLC rejects proposed plan to restructure TCN, says it portends great danger. At the very top for the Tribune, FEC exempts tertiary institutions from IPPIS. OK, 6 billion naira contract awards on the aviation, and Sanwo-Olu presents 2.2 trillion naira budget of renewal. Very interesting headlines here, Mike, for the Tribune regarding the bank robbery in Ekiti State. This is not the first time. I remember sometime last year I was in Ekiti, a town called Isei. That very town, on that very day, there was a robbery. So I could say that I was really close to the instance. And there were plenty of measures. Only just yesterday, the police headsman told that it was also on the news that security has been boosted up, and every single part of the country will be having some sense of, rejuvenated security. I'm wondering whether this is just signs of the times.
I think that
we're ready for this.
There's a targeting of some of these states. I know Ondo and some other states around where maybe the security might not be as top-notch as maybe in some other places, and daredevil robberies that last for
hours at
a time and all of that. And because of it's going to be hard to get emergency response to them. Something definitely has to be done. The security apparatus. I know that I've not heard so much about Amotekun so much. I know that was quite a big thing. I don't know what the present state of it. So that if the police, maybe the military can't handle it and all of that, then at that particular point in time, we need maybe something like that Amotekun Corps to really be there and stand up for people, because people will probably lose lives and get injured and all of that because, hey, come on, it's like a money grab or something.
And in most of these cases, it's not just one bank.
So it's like
an operation.
Well planned. It's not like it is an operation. And, can be sad to witness or even to hear about.
What daily do you have?
Okay, so let's take a look at the Punch. Of course, everybody's still talking about the Rivers Assembly. What I was trying to do there, I wasn't trying to read the official statement, if there is, from the state government about why that place has to be demolished. The drama happening in Rivers State is quite a lot. I mean, just yesterday, former militant leader Sari Dokubo released a video where he was talking about how, my friend is the president, but, there are a lot of things that are happening. We're sitting on the keg of powder and all of that. Rivers State, at this particular point in time, the drama all happening there is really, really it's quite something. The word that I used to describe it was wild. It really is wild, because governance in this kind of thing is probably not happening. It's not happening because everybody is fighting. The former governor, who is now the chairman, the minister of the FCT and all of that, and he has come out on record to state that the political structure, the incumbent is trying to destabilize the political structure that he set up in the state. And we can understand what that means. Look, man, this democracy. It's really becoming dirty. And there are 27 members. Where does that happen?
In River State.
In anywhere. How do you just move to another party? Aren't parties supposed to have ideals and ideologies? Things they live by that would make somebody say, I decide to be here and not here. How do people en masse like that? It's really, man, I don't know, like the drama there, I don't know.
All right, now that's from the Punch.
That's from the Punch.
Moving on to the Guardian newspaper, a couple interesting headlines here. I'll stop on one. National statistics population outgrows economy amid rising dependence misery. As usual, a chart there from The Guardian. But there's this headline that's very interesting. Tinubu sacks head of aviation agencies. FEC approves 6.32 billion contracts. Wondering whether this is going to have any effect on the aviation industry. It is at its worst currently with everything that's happening. The Minister of Aviation did tell yesterday that, now this is funny, that if airlines would be liable to pay up to 40%, no less than 40%, I think, for flight delays. It's not the first time we've heard this. And if you're like me, you've experienced this many times, sometimes even missing an entire flight. Recouping your money is almost impossible. What they tell you is that you'd have to use it. I'm not going anywhere.
In recent times, I've not had cause to travel out of Lagos so much in maybe the past year or maybe even two. But there was a period when I was really very mobile, and I cannot imagine what people are going through. I mean, you leave early in the morning because you have a meeting, and now your flight from 6 a.m. is moved to 5 p.m. And there is no explanation. That one has 6 to 5 p.m. 11 hours later, 12 hours, and there is no explanation. And then at times, people even go as far and wait up until then, and the flight is cancelled.
Yeah, you'd have gotten there if you drove. We've got one more paper. What's that now?
I'm telling you, you would have gotten there.
Let's do our final paper. What's that?
Okay, let's look at Daily Trust. Stop subsidy payment, increase petrol price to 750 naira per litre. World Bank tells the federal government wants increase in VAT taxes for SMEs. Advice on fuel price hike insensitive. That's from Dawn. Subsidy removal hasn't brought expected gains in oil revenue, OAGF. And fuel selling above 700 naira in Northeast. They still talk about how there is some level of subsidy still being paid, as much as the federal government has come out to deny that claim, you know. But if the World Bank, where we borrow quite a lot of money from, are telling us something.
I understand their interest in Nigeria, but what happens to the common man if you're selling fuel at 750 naira in Lagos? Mind you, in other parts of Nigeria, and this is eyewitness, personal eyewitnesses, you will buy fuel for up to 700 or even 720 naira
per litre
across as you're heading toward the north.
Well, we've had an assurance that the refineries will start working next year.
Not for petrol, aviation and the rest at the end of January, but not for petrol.
Not for petrol.
We're still waiting on that.
We're still waiting for that one. But Dangote is there, and even though they said it seems like it might even be higher than market rate, but all of that.
In any case, tell us what you think. We're live on X, like I said from before, and you want to leave your comment on there with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more.